Welcome to the Bad Paranormalist, where in this video we are going to be talking about those Peruvian mummies. Let's begin. Now, the Daily Mail has this story. Scientists studying alien mummies from Peru claim the bodies are 100% real after new details emerge. I mean, these mummies, they do exist. They're like thumbnails. They're made up. They're fiction. But what they're made up of and what they represent is probably not what scientists are saying. So these types of mummies burst onto the international scene in the Mexican Congress UFO hearing in 2023 by Jaime Maussan. He brought these things to the Congress, and not surprisingly, these guys turned out to be little dolls, not alien mummies, but that didn't stop Jaime. He just kept bringing up more and more of these alien mummies with wild claims, so let's see what's in this article.
Dr. Jose Zalchi, former director of the Mexican Navy Medical Department, has analyzed 21 of the strange bodies, finding fingerprints, bone wear, dental formations, muscular features and internal organs, proving they're 100% real biological organisms.
So that's kind of cool. It goes from 2 cute little doll mummies to 21 mummies that all have these nifty features, these tridactyl hands and feet, which is like the showstopper for these mummies. Now, Peruvian mummies, there's tons of them. The Incans were performing mummification rituals well before the Egyptians. It was a very common way to preserve their dead so that the community could still interact with these leaders of the community and a way to talk to their gods at the time. So there's tons of mummies everywhere in Peru. But let's look at some of these reasons that they state these mummies aren't human. Have fingerprints, bone wear, dental formation, muscular features, and internal organs. All these things are not exclusive to human beings, but they are features of human beings. Now, usually the mummies have their organs removed, so that's a little bit odd in the preservation of these mummies. It's a little bit different, but it doesn't make them non-human. In fact, the fact that they have internal organs makes them more human. Let's go back to the article.
He claimed they were not part of our terrestrial evolution, with 30% of their genetic composition still unknown.
This is big if true. If 30% of this DNA is unknown, that does lead to a lot of questions. It would lead to a mysterious ancestor, but we need to see those DNA charts show us that there's this 30% of unknown DNA, but there's no data to back up that claim. In fact, this is a theme going forward. Where's the data? And again, here there's a picture of a pregnant alien with these tridactyl fingers. But again, humans get pregnant. Maybe not aliens. And another big mention is these fingerprints, these dermal ridges that run laterally across these mummies' fingertips, which they say no human could have fingerprints like that. But if you look at the tip of your finger, I look at the tip of my finger, just like the nail on top, and you can see that the lines are going across. So that's just a flat out lie. So I was able to find 2 research papers, and we'll say research in quotes because, I mean, they're printed from ResearchGate. We'll just focus on the first paper. Well, it has more details. The second paper just has cranium measurements, and this is proof of aliens. Well, it's not. It's not. But the first paper, I think, has more interesting details that we should discuss. So they show these scans of these tridactyl hands, and they say that there's no gap, there's no spacing, the bone flows flawlessly. But they don't actually show that. They show a hand floating in space, but they don't actually show where you'd want to see, like the connection from the arm to the hand, the whole thing. So there's no actual evidence, there's no actual proof that these hands flow and are attached like they say they are. And then there's this little problem with the carbon dating. Carbon dating, like it says here, is done with carbon-14. But when you look down later at the paper, it says it's done with carbon-13. You can't do carbon dating with carbon-13. So there's no real proof of anything in this paper. Now you're thinking, how did something like this get published? Well, ResearchGate is in no way peer-reviewed at all. And check out this quote from the Wikipedia article about ResearchGate, and this is just one thing out of many other disgusting things.
ResearchGate has been criticized for failing to provide safeguards against the dark side of academic writing, including such phenomena as fake publishers, ghost journals, publishers with predatory publication fees, and fake impact ratings. 43. It has also been criticized for copyright infringement of published works. 44. 9. 45.
So there doesn't have to be any proof to any of the claims made in these papers, because ResearchGate just doesn't care. And there isn't any actual proof.
Forensic archaeologist Flavio Estrada, who led the analysis, said the claims that the two objects came from another world are totally false. The conclusion is simple: they are dolls assembled with bones of animals from this planet, with modern synthetic glues, therefore they were not assembled during pre-Hispanic times, he said in January 2024.
So although these mummies are real objects in our universe, there's a reality to them, all the claims made about them are completely false. Thanks for listening to this edition of The Bad Paranormalist. See you next time.